Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? And welcome to PRL. We're here for round 5 at Belgium. I hope we're all doing very well. I am doing just brilliantly. They are just about to head onto track. Hopefully, I think I'm just beginning to see some cars leaving for track. So we'll swap over to that in just a moment's time. But the start of qualifying is sort of our time just to sit down and have a little chat. Unfortunately, I couldn't make last week's race. I was in Manchester. It was very strange and very northern, but it's quite a nice city actually. I would recommend if you're an Englishman and you fancy going seeing somewhere else. Manchester is actually half decent. Well, other than that, yeah. So I do apologise for not showing up. For some reason, my drivers has swapped to team standings. Don't ask me why. Drivers' Championships, I want that one. Right, so Drivers' Championship, we are seeing a clear J-Horse win at the moment, aren't we? That's not exactly contested as of right now. J-Horse is running away with it just a little bit. 9 points at the moment, that gap to Mr. Cookie. Who currently sits on 80 points for himself. Brockel on 67, so it's a big drop off there. And our Henson on 59 for the Alfa Romeo, and another big drop down to Thompson. In the Williams, take a little look at the constructors, and it tells a similar story. Ferrari significantly further ahead than anybody else, with AlphaTauri and Mercedes battling it out at the moment. 3 points between them. Then it's 6 back to Aston Martin and another 9 back to Williams. But expect some good fights between Alpine and Alfa Romeo. This is an important weekend for them, as well as Haas and Red Bull Racing, who are split by a single point. McLaren, they need to jump up the order a little bit. Currently sat right at the bottom, but they're still doing pretty decently. So I imagine they'll be rather happy with that result. Other than that, I think it's just about time to head over to our main race. We've got, as of right now, quite a few drivers out on track going for fast laps. We're currently watching, we're not watching one of them. Let's shove that on and that on. Pretty much every driver out on track at the moment. We should be getting some through soon enough, actually, I think. A couple of people might be... They've just started a lap. They recently started a purple sector 1 for Stinky Pinky in the Red Bull. Jimmy's invalidated. Exolus is just going through sector 2 as we speak. Rick is currently just starting a lap. Jackalako is also quite firmly up. I think Alpha is the first man out. I cannot say for certain, but I believe he is. So we are going to sit and watch him. Well, it's nice to be back. Yeah, as I say, apologies for last week's disappearance. Actually, since I wasn't here, let's take a quick little look. Oh, J-Horse did make one. Sorry, J-Horse, I never saw that. What do I want? Race results. That's what I want. Tier 1, main race. So J-Horse... Oh, that was a Spanish Grand Prix. I don't want Spanish Grand Prix. I want British. Brockwell won for the Aston Martin. Thompson P2. Cookie P3. J-Horse P4 lost 2 places. Up 9. The AlphaTauri Bergramus. He's not with us today, is he? No. So it's not the end of the world if I get it horribly, horribly wrong. Up 7 as well. Aramalef in P9. Big loss for XLS. Down 11 places. Is not the kind of results you want to be getting. But you never know. He can... Yeah, it's perfectly fine to turn that kind of result around. It's not uncommon. It's not exactly strange either. So, and fastest lap from F1ology. Brocco actually put it on pole, so comfortable at Britain. Did a really good job there, so fair play to him. Oh, rain in the race. Interesting enough, just hearing that from the Discord. So that should be interesting to see how that goes down. We'll swap to Thompson as he's just about to come across the line. Let's see how he gets along. He's going to go P5. Quite a big spread at the moment. 2 seconds between our fastest and slowest. Spirus Virus, who I've never seen before. It must be a reserve. Is shown up already. Slapped it on pole. I'm going to just quickly check some of the race results to see if he has raced with us before. Don't think he has. I've never seen him before. Didn't race in Britain. Definitely don't think he raced at Austria. No. Nor at Spain. No. At Melbourne? No. So this is his first race of the season. And he's currently slapped it on pole. Don't get me wrong, it's not a massive pole margin. Just shy of 2/10. But you know what? It's a pretty solid little margin, actually. He'll be more than happy with that. I've just noticed our current championship leader has just left for a flying lap. So we'll watch him. How long we got? We've got 10 minutes to go of the session. Plenty of time to see some absolute chaos unfold, which is always what we want. Righty, well, sorry, apologies for zoning out. Having marish of a day. Just gone full blast all day. Hasn't stopped. It's only quali. It's not the race. It's not the end of the world. Uh, yeah. It's not really what I was fully expecting from J-Horse. P5, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's within that faster bracket of drivers. But you can see P1 to P5 is a significantly faster bracket from then P6 onwards pretty much. Probably P6 to P9 I'd say is bracket 2. And then bracket 3 being P10 down to P15. Even though there's an 8/10 gap between that entire group, it's kind of difficult to then, I'd say always the back is the hardest bit to bracket, but you can usually bracket quite easily the faster groups, and we can see that clearly. The Spirus down to J-Horse, and then we have that nearly 4/10 gap there between Rick and J-Horse. So I could definitely see this being a race of 3 pieces. Whoa, that's close. AlphaTauri out of nowhere. Another name I don't know. Balin Snogur. I'm gonna just go with Balin, you know? I reckon Balin is the way to go for that. So we're gonna go with that. He's gone and slapped it second. Only just, may I say. He's very close. We got 8 minutes of this session remaining. Everybody's going out for their second laps as of right this second. Other drivers, by the looks of it, such as J-Horse and Spirus, will be opting for the 2-lap strategy. Once again, for anybody that doesn't watch PRL, who didn't watch it yesterday, I will reiterate. My cough is still here. It is still annoying. I will still disappear on silent hinges for a minute and then just come back and apologise. I watched one of the streams back and I didn't quite realise how... Whoa, that's another AlphaTauri. That's his teammate. That's Balin. That's just stopped on track as Kresnos has invalidated his outlaps. That's not the end of the world. Yeah, I was watching one of the streams back and I didn't realise how awkward it was, the fact that I was just talking and then it just went silent. And then I come back and apologise about 5-7 seconds later. But I didn't really apologise. I didn't really explain what had happened. I just sort of said, death has come upon me. Whereas I'm having a coughing fit, so I think it's really loud. But yeah, so if it does go silent for a couple of seconds, expect coughing. Expect that's my problem, because it's just not going away. It's really annoying. It just makes me so very happy. Right, who else do we have out on track? We got Brockle, who's just flown through Sector 1. He is about half a tenth faster, which would keep him in the position he is now, but would close the door to Exodus and slightly extend it from Kresnos, who is slightly further in front. Exodus is he running a fast lap? He might be. Oh no, he's definitely running a fast lap. He's going for it. Just very light on acceleration. That's my only concern. There's Brockle, you can see he's gone fastest Sector 2. Significantly quicker through Sector 2. He must have made a mistake there and has all of a sudden clawed some back and shown that he is significantly faster than a lot of the drivers around him. He's currently sat at approximately a tenth and a bit faster than anybody else on track at the moment. He just needs to get this bus stop right. In through turn 1, it's a little bit late. Apex is pretty decent on the second one. Just get that exit absolutely nailed. DRS open as soon as possible, and he does come across the line and goes fastest by a tenth and a half, pretty much. Yeah, impressive lap actually, and that will probably be really crucial. Exodus going very slowly, nearly 8 seconds down on his time, so he comes straight into the pit lane. Unsurprisingly, I wouldn't run to the end of the line if you were 8 seconds down, so that makes a lot of sense. Jay Thompson's just finished a lap by the looks of it. Yeah, looking at his DRS, that's pretty apparent. Rick's also just done a lap. Alpha's just come across the line to finish a lap. He's gone P9. Valley is just about to come up to the end of his lap. Let's see how he gets on. He's got a... Oh, no, into the pit lane. Jackalacco through next. He's going quite slowly. I think everybody now is coming in for the most part. Balin is out on an outlap at the moment, interestingly enough. We'll pay attention to him. I think everybody else is coming into the pit lane over the next sort of course of the next minute. Obviously, Belgium, it's a very long track, so you have got to take that into consideration when you're driving around it. The 3 is just that little bit more difficult to pull off. Bar this though, we should be going right. Look, 4 minutes to go, and look, everybody's beginning to leave the pit lane now, ready for their final laps of the day. What we got? We got Exodus out. We got F1ology down to TJ out. Everybody's getting ready to go. Should be a good final bit to quali, but you never know. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Righty. Give you a little chat through the track. Back straight, Kemmel straight. One of the most famous straights. I bet you we're going to have some action on it. Turn 1. Also, I think somebody's going to go for it at Eau Rouge. They'd be a stupid man to do so, but I think they're going to go for it because I don't think I've ever had a league race. Oh, invalidated. As I was saying, I don't think I've ever had a league race where somebody's going, you know what, actually, I am going to stay back at Eau Rouge. No, everybody guns it. I think Jimmy Jags is going to be our first man to start. Oh, no, TJ's on a lap. Yeah, it's invalidated, though. J-Horse finally leaving the pit lane. Thompson, Rick, Alpha and Valley are leaving it late. If at all they're even going to go for a lap. But they should in theory because... Yeah, there goes Valley just behind. Yeah, good job, the Aston Martin. Letting the McLaren through nicely. Obviously, Jimmy's on an outlap, so he's properly gunning it. Jimmy not having the best qualifying at the moment. 2.3 seconds off of the leader of the session. Hopefully he can claw some of that back in Sector 1. Yeah, it's a nice little 2/10 off. That brings him nearly to under the 2-second margin, where he could probably push Aramaneth on pace. If he's really got something in his locker, he could probably close up to F1ology. Our Henson, surprisingly low as well, down in P14. Hopefully he can turn that qualifying event around, but I think our Henson's struggling with this game. He's not as much of a fan of it as he was on some of the older games. I remember him in F121 being always up there in the sort of top 10, often at times top 5. You know, he finished consistently third was his sort of position of choice. So I don't think the game's fully gelled with him, which is always a shame to see. Jimmy Jags out of nowhere. Down to 1.7 off of pace, race leader. Obviously, that'll probably extend again when Brockle or somebody else goes and, you know, does a lap. Spires Virus just starting his lap as well. So here we go. Jimmy into the final corner. Gets out decently. Let's see. Across the line. Can he pit fee P15? No, he cannot. It's only P16. It was getting quite close. But unfortunately not to be. F1ology is quite far up the field as well. We've got a few more cars coming through as well. We've got a Ferrari coming through. That's J-Horse coming through, interestingly. Oh, no, that's not. That's Valley coming through to start a lap. Who we got just behind? We've got F1ology, who goes P13. We've just had a broken rear ring on the start finish straight. That's Aramaleth. He's remained P17. Obviously, that wasn't a good enough lap for him to gain any positions. Time-wise, Excelest through next, I'm pretty certain. Yep, Kresnos is done. And oh no, Kresnos has just started lap. Excelest into the pit lane. So he wasn't happy with that lap and has decided to abort. Not Hazard through next. It's the other Haas. It's Daedric. Then Mr. Cookie, I think, through off. No. So Daedric, P16. TJ, next man through. He's invalidated. He gives up on that lap. That's Spirus through next. His teammate, our Henson, comes across the line. He's P12 as of right now. Can Spirus put it back onto pole? Yes, he can. Considerably as well. 2.5 quarter. Sorry. Get this right, shall we? Try and get this right. J-Horse goes up there. Cannot quite get to Spirus. He puts himself P2 for now. Brockle, next man through. Can he overtake J-Horse once again and take back P2? No, he can't. He stays P3. Klesnos through next. He's invalidated. Jay Thompson's going slowly. Hazard's going slowly. So is Rick. Mr. Cookie in the end went P4 after finishing up that lap. So I think that's qualifying wrapped up, you know. Interesting. Spirus Virus hit the ground running, why don't you? Fantastic first qualifying. Well, now, so obviously rain is expected during the race from Mr. Cookie and J-Horse, they're my reliable sources. Has Spirus Virus picked a more qualifying setup, whereas perhaps Mr. Cookie's gone for a bit more of a wet race setup along with Ballon and Brockle? I don't know. But you know what? It could be very interesting to see how these guys fare up in some wet weather racing. I love a bit of wet weather racing. Always adds a mixture of absolute chaos to the field. Just shame F1's not really very good sometimes at keeping a wet race for a long period of time. I think one of the only full wet races I've ever seen was season 3 of BRL, where we went to Silverstone. I think that's it. Well, there we go. Spirus Virus finishes at the top of the tables with J-Horse Eden kind of close, 2/10 off of P2. Brockle in P3 for the Aston Martin and Mr. Cookie P4 for Mercedes. A Balliance P5 for the AlphaTauri and Excelist P6 for McLaren. Krasnos P7 for AlphaTauri and Jay Thompson P8 for Williams. Hazard P9 for Haas and Stinky Pinky P10 for Red Bull. Valley P11 for Ferrari. Rick P12 for Red Bull. Alpha P13 for Alpine. Jackalacco P14 for Aston Martin. R. Henson P15 for Alpine. Alfa Romeo, and then F1ology, Daedric, Jimmy, Aramlef, and TJ round out our pack. So it will be a dry start to this race. I'm going to have a little see. Oh, that's boring. I've just had confirmation rain at the end of the race. I was hoping for something interesting. Why do you have to do this to me, EA? Oh, I was really looking forward to some good rain racing, but no, it's going to be dry. Who knows? It might come a little early and catch everybody off guard. 2, 3. Oh, remember, there's no formation lap, is there? 5 red lights, and we're away. And it's a very quick start off of the grid. Oh dear, my headphones have just told me that they're running out of charge. And I think J-Horse is going to try it round the outside at turn 1. It's not going to quite pull off. He's now under threat from the Aston Martin to his right. Just behind as well, Mercedes of Mr. Cookie. And I think that is Brockle through. They're going to follow up through Erosion Rally on. They stay side by side. Amazingly, the Aston Martin pulls out eventually. Oh, no! He took J-Horse with him. That is J-Horse out of the race immediately. And a safety car called straight off the bat. And that is J-Horse out of this race. One of the most important men in the driver's standings, because he's currently winning it. And ladies and gentlemen, he is out. That is something. That is something. My eyes are glued to tier 1 chat. You don't know how it happened with J-Horse. Did we touch? I almost crashed too. Yeah, well, I thought there wasn't... I didn't see any contact, and then I just saw J-Horse fly across my screen without front right. Got no idea what happened there. My camera angle didn't really give much away, if I'm honest. Oh, J-Horse won't be happy. I can tell you that for free. I can tell you that for free. J-Horse won't be happy. Excuse me. Eyes back, eyes back. Don't worry, I never leave for too long. Sorry, yeah, my My throat is not happy with me, I can tell you that for free. Um, right, so a couple of changes being made. Brockle obviously coming into the pit lane, unsurprisingly. Picked up a little bit of damage there on his front wing. Which is, yeah, unfortunate for him. That pushes him right down to the back of the grid. And I wouldn't say removes any chance of him getting a good result out of this race. But it does definitely mean that it's going to be a much larger challenge. Right, interestingly enough, Spyros and Mr. Cookie starting on those soft tyres. Bold strategy is going to be helped by the safety car. Obviously, this is a very short race in comparison to some of the other races we have around the F1 calendar. Obviously, because it's 7 kilometers long, it just makes it that little bit shorter in laps. So we've already got 22 laps around here. So we've already completed 1/11th of the race, i.e. 9% has already taken place. Don't worry, it's literally going to take exactly the same amount of time as we usually do. So yeah, Spyros Virus and Mr. Cookie helped massively by this safety car. Because it's just extra time that they can spend on those softs, which means they could possibly switch to mediums. Depends on how early the safety car comes in, because technically it can come in this lap quite easily. But I'm not sure what it's going to do. Often with an earlier safety car, it just does 3 laps no matter what. So, honestly, I don't know how the safety car works in this game. Sometimes it want to work. Sometimes it works like it should. Other times it doesn't. I don't fully get it. But there we go. Right, well, we do in fact have a little while left to go during this race. I'm not allowed to think so. Anyway, we had a nice lap 1 incident for anybody that has just recently joined us. J-Horse and Brockle gave a nice little meeting, and Brockle ended up without a front wing, and J-Horse ended up without a front tyre. With that in mind, yeah, medium tyres is also half decent. It's kind of varied. Front 7 isn't very. Obviously, Spyros and Mr. Cookie. The soft tyres was quite a bet. I'm kind of surprised by that, but it's pulled off nicely for them. This definitely gives them the opportunity to maybe go to like lap 6-ish. Possibly, maybe lap 8, maybe lap 9 now. You do nearly half a race on soft tyres. That is wonderful for you. So, this could be very helpful for the softs. Spyros has already shown that he's got very solid pace as well. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Hopefully we get started soon, because there's only so much I can talk about under a safety car when we've had less than half a lap of actual racing take place. I need to find my nose spray, because I can barely breathe. This is my problem. I'm just constantly in a state of ill. There it is. Yeah, I'm constantly in a state of ill, so it's like I have to literally just have no opportunity to just be healthy sometimes. It's such a pain. Right, hopefully I can breathe a bit better in a minute. That'd be very much appreciated. And yeah, I really hope this safety car gets going. I can't lie. Safety cars could there we go. As I say, safety cars could throw a spanner in the works nicely. But my god, are they boring. These cars go around and round and round. Nothing interesting's happening. Right, well, hopefully we stay started for a while this time. Spires Virus will lead us off as he comes through the bus stop. The safety car is well and truly into the pit lane, and we are go. Pretty much gets going just as he leaves the final bus stop, which means that he hasn't got a massive advantage. Mr. Cookie is still right on the inside of him there, but under pressure from Excelist already. Mr. Cookie has to pretty much back off as Spires Virus. 7/10 he's pulled already through turn 1 alone, which very much opens the door for him to run away from here on out. That's not the one I wanted to swap, nor that. That's what I wanted to do. There we go. Oh, what's going on just back here? It's the AlphaTauri launching his way up the inside. I think the other one wants to give it another go as well. Tries to go around the outside, doesn't get it. Now has inside line, does go for it, makes the move, and oh, there's another car out. The McLaren comes across the corner, and that's a virtual safety car. The Ferrari just about stays intact, but still, it is not Ferrari's day, is it now? Valley, J-Horse, Excelist completely out, and now we're back to another safety car. And oh dear, that is not what we wanted to see, was it? I wonder if there'll be any pit stops this time around. Everybody's still very close together, so I would be interested in seeing, you know, what people decide to do, how people decide to do it. But yeah, really interesting starts this race in Carnage is probably the easiest way to explain this. I'm going to just take a very, very quick look back at that on my phone. We are indeed on that 4, aren't we? We are under safety car period already. Right, so we get started. We come out of turn 1 nicely through turn 2, 3, 4. Right, so this goes down. Okay, right, so it's a little bit of contact. So McLaren does give enough space, yeah, and then obviously he gets he T-boned by the Ferrari as the Ferrari comes through. Nothing really the Ferrari can do there, in my opinion. Valley very much out of wrongdoing, in my opinion. I'm not the stewards, right? I have absolutely no say on this, and the stewards don't care what I say on this. So it doesn't really matter to me. But what would I do if I was a steward? Racing incident. Personally, McLaren's got just enough. McLaren's left enough space for the AlphaTauri. I'm not sure. It's a tough one. I would put it down as a racing incident, but stewards might think differently. The stewards know what they're doing. They do this every week. I look at it every now and then and make a mildly poor judgment on it. So there's a good chance I'm wrong. Please don't listen to what I say, because it's probably wrong. But I do racing incident. But then again, there's probably a reason why I never joined a steward's team. It just seems difficult, man, running a steward's team. And very time consuming. Very time consuming running a steward's team. So who does this favour? Spirus and Cookie again. A safety car will make the rain even worse. Yes, it will. That is a great point. It'll make the rain considerably more prevalent, which is something I wanted. Woohoo! We might have some proper rain and throw a right spanner in the works for the last 5 laps of the race. I always love it. What was it? I can't even remember whether it's BRL and PRL. This is the thing. I get the two muddled up so easily in my mind, because once a race has happened, it kind of just, like, I remember it's occurring, but I couldn't tell you what incidents there are, when it was. I can't tell you anything about a race once it's done. Like, I can talk in the heat of the moment, but because I was talking the entire time, I can't remember the race at the slightest. But bad thing is, I can't remember whether it's PRL or BRL either, which is the bigger problem. So I can say, oh yeah, J Horse had an incident last week. It could do him a big. It was in the other league. Apologies for that. Another coughing fit coming my way. Yeah, where was I? Where was my little rant? Yeah, not remembering stuff. Yeah, so I don't really know where I was going with this, if I'm honest. I think I was just talking. Oh, what was it? It was Cookie. Went on to intermediates too early. And he really needed another 2 laps or so to make it work. But he lost so much time on those intermediates, he lost loads of places. Yeah. Something like that could happen. Somebody could be too late onto those intermediates. But really, the people that get it just right, they're the people you're interested in, because if they're even just 1 lap ahead of everybody else, mate, you can climb 20 seconds easily within a lap if it's wet. Ridiculous how much time you can gain. Plus, everybody else has got to come into the pits as well, which will probably be a carnage pit stop because everybody wants to come into pits at the exact same time. So going 1 lap early can be beneficial. Obviously, then, you know, you've got to put up with intermediates on a pretty wet track. On a pretty dry track, sorry. But there is a crossover. There is a period during that rain stage where it doesn't matter whether you're on the slicks or the inters, they function at the same pace. So essentially they're identical to each other. There's a point in which they're the exact same speed. Safety car in this lap. Lovely stuff. So if you come out and you come out into that period, everybody else goes 1 lap later, it gets too wet, they all start slipping about. That's when you're in. That's when you can really get some good pace. Especially on a track like Belgium. Tyre info. Certainly I can show you some tyre info. I tend to not have it on the screen all of the time because it does take up a lot of the screen. So I tend to put it on sort of during a safety, sort of just at the start of a safety car period to see what changes and see how it changes. I often put it on towards the end of the race as well. I just kind of leave it off because it's just very big, the tyre info. But if you want it on, I can more than happy to put it on. Spirus is getting going once again, leads us off. This is pretty much an equal start as he did last time. Slightly quicker off the bat. Importantly though, Mr. Cookie's got on a really quick start as well. So those 2 soft runners have absolutely flown off the back of everybody else as of right now. Balance 6/10 back, and look at that, Spirus already over a second quicker. Is absolutely flying right now. As Mr. Cookie's fallen back into this pack a little bit. He's not quite as close as the 2 AlphaTauris, I'll admit, but he's definitely fallen back into this pack very quickly off of that spark, whereas Spirus has taken this opportunity and absolutely run away with it to 1.6 seconds already, 1.7 already. Heck, it could probably even be 1.8 out of this corner. He's really, there we go. He's made the most of this start amazingly, and he is just using all the pace he's got in the book to try and get himself away from everybody else. And he's done that absolutely marvellously, hasn't he? 2 seconds already the gap. Our Henson also on that same strategy. He's having to have some fights towards the back of the grid. He's got an Aston Martin trying to come up his inside. That's Brockle, who's on the hard set of tyres. That doesn't quite go to plan, so he's going to have to continue that attack. Henson doing nicely to defend as of right now. But I can imagine this going a little bit south for the Alfa Romeo driver, because that Aston is right on the back. And Aramalev retires from the race. What's happened there? It's yellow flags out, looking unlikely to safety car. No, it's not going to safety car. We are going to go back to green flag racing, hopefully very soon, but we're in green flag situation anyway. There we go. Everything's green. Lovely stuff. Mr. Cookie nearly pulling out of that DRS zone. and has begun to even off his time to Spirus. Though I say that, Spirus just then extends his gap for just another couple of tenths. Maybe that isn't quite what's happened just yet, but at the moment the two AlphaTauris look like they have more important things to settle, like who should be in front. Krasnos is going to go for it around the outside, down the Kemmel straight. I think he's probably going to have the move done by the time they hit the chicane. Yes, he is. Move made. In fact, if anything, the Williams is now beginning to push onto the back of Valiant. Under a lot of threat at the moment. Isn't going to go for the move there, considerably too far back. As of, oh my god, he's gone for it. How the hell did he pull that off? Well, he's currently running side by side through No Name. And out, a little bit of contact made there. I think he got a little bit loose on exit. Probably just getting up onto that curb ever so slightly. You can lose so much downforce getting on that curb. It's a dangerous curb, man. Oh, Nelly, my DualShock 4 controller's about to die. Do I have a charger? Do I have a charger? I have a charger. I have a cable. If in case you're wondering why I have a PS4 controller, it's not actually to play the game. Weirdly, right? Don't actually fully understand how this works, but because I use a USB headset, audio doesn't travel through the HDMI cable, only video, which means my Elgato can't pick up any audio from it because, well, mainly because there is none. Huge defending here by Valiant, may I say. He's doing a marvellous job. Yeah, so no audio travels through the HDMI cable, so it's not even like you can pick it up even if you wanted to. So I have to plug in another controller, hook that up via auxiliary, and then put that through my Elgato to be able to get audio, and also get audio through my headphones, because it will allow multiple headphones. So if everybody wants to play the same game on a PlayStation but all wear headphones, they are allowed to do that. Looking slightly further ahead, Krasnos has managed to just get himself past Mr. Cookie, interestingly enough, as the gap between Krasnos and Spirus Virus is now up to 2.8 seconds. And just a little bit more information, just heading slightly further back down the grid, Brockle has managed to get himself past R. Henson. We had a little look at that earlier, but he's now managed to get the move done. And Valiant has lost out in that position to both Rick and Jay Thompson as I went off of him. So the moment I leave this fight is when they decide to swap places. Jay Thompson is still trying to push on the back of Rick, and a little mistake there from Rick getting ever so slightly wide. That will be a warning for him. We got a yellow flag. We got Valiant off. He spun it a poo on. No damage by the looks of it, which doesn't surprise me. I think he's literally just spun it at poo on. I think there's nothing more to that. If you think, look, just look slightly further ahead, and then off he flies. Yeah, it must be. He's quite late to bring that yellow flag out. Oh, Henson's just lost another place to Jackalacco. And Jay Thompson and Brocco. What's happened to Jay Thompson? Is that a nightmare? He's lost a lot of places. Whatever happened. He's kept himself going. Only just so. And he's now under threat from the Haas, who passes comfortably. So does the Red Bull. So will the Ferrari. He's lost another 3 places on that straight. What is going on with the Williams? Car seems to be in decent nick. I'm not quite sure what's happened to him there, and as to why he's going so slowly. But I'll try and keep an eye on it. But at the same time, Brockle and Ricky's going to go for the move. Gets it done as well. Rick slightly further back into the braking zone we go. Absolutely no chance there, really, is there? Krasnos won't go onto a set of softs, because he has the knowledge that these softs have been through 2 safety cars. Even if he does pit soon, actually no, because he's gone through 2 safety cars on those mediums, he might. Oh, Valiant is out. What happened to Valiant? Well, we got another safety car, and I think we might actually see some overtakes, some pit lane drama here, especially for the front runners. I can definitely see some stuff taking place. What has happened? Why have I got a nice yellow blip? You're receiving 3,500 kilobits a second. That is plenty of information. Thank you very much. Has Chrome just died on me? It's quite normal thing for Chrome to do, to be fair. So. Right, yeah, Spyrus, Kresnos, Cookie in. Kresnos in? Don't know what he's going to do. I know the Alfa Romeo will go to mediums. Is he going to softs? He's going to hards. That's going to be difficult for him. That is going to be difficult for him. That's the thing. Because Spyrus and Cookie, now on medium tyres for the rest of the race, will be fine for the rest of the race as well. There's a little bit of a chaos here. A couple of 5-second penalties just getting lingered around. As everybody just bundled up there for no particular reason. Not really sure what just happened. Everybody just sort of came to a grinding halt. I'm amazed no one collided then. Honestly, amazed. There's a huge lockup. This sort of big puff of smoke. That usually means something's gone wrong. So, as of right now, Stinky's leading this race, but Spyrus is a couple of seconds, if that, a second really, behind. And is on those fresh tyres. I mean, Stinky, the rules dictate Stinky is allowed to go to the end of this race. Tyres dictate that he probably won't make it. He'll go onto a set of softs soonish. Spyrus will make it to the end of this race. He's got 11 laps to go. He'll manage it. He'll be tough on the mediums, but he'll manage it. Especially after another couple of safety car laps. What else interesting stuff have we got going on? P8 down, all fresh tyres. So actually it's only TJ, Alpha, Valley and Stinky who are on old tyres. Just the fact that Kresnos has had to go on to hards that really puts him in the works here, doesn't it? Other than that, I think it's pretty much Spyrus and Cookie for the win of this race, I reckon. Can't see anybody else seriously contending. Perfectly possible for somebody to contend. But possible and difficult. Yeah, I'd put those two together. I'm going to get a drink. I've just run out of water and I don't really know what to say because I'm in my third safety car on lap 12 and it takes a toll on you. Do you want to know what my plan is? I'm going to do some standing up for a while. I is feeling a tad bit tired. Yeah, we found out last night that me standing up means I get a bit of a regenerative boost. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, but literally just standing up, it just gives me a bit more life, which I also desperately need in this sodden world. As I've got my banana yazoo. Is a happy man. Bloody hope we get going again. Everybody's queued up, so I think we probably will. What, we've got half of this race to go. So yeah. Bloody hope, we've got half of this race to go. It's going to be half 9 by the time we finish. And we're going to do interviews after that as well. Oh dear. Don't really need that on, do I? I only put it on because I was half expecting J-Horse to join me after the incident on that one, but he didn't. He decided to be boring, which I can't blame him for, to be honest. Had I just gone out, I probably would have done the same. I would have been a fuming. So I can't complain. Either way, we're going to get going again. Thank the heavens. Stinky Pinky is going to lead us off, and he's absolutely flown off the line. I think Spirus is going to try and go for it at turn 1. Yes, he is. Gets the move nearly done. Slight clip with the Alpine, who then makes huge collision. Alpine, how the hell are they both still driving? How on earth are they still going? I thought that was that's a major collision. How on God's green they're still going? I've got no idea. Either way, Spirus is going to go for it. Not even going to just go for it. He absolutely spurs past. A fantastic little move there, actually. And he secures himself back into the lead of this race, as per usual. Mr. Cookie is pretty close to the back of Stinky already, but that 1.5 gap between Stinky and Spirus is noticeable. How the hell is this man doing this? This pace is unreal. I mean, I know J-Horse can pull away from a pack, but oh my god, he's flying. 2 seconds in like a bit of a race. I've never seen anything like it. It's like the man's cheating, but he's not because he's on PlayStation. Well, there you go. Mr. Cookie gets himself through, but only at a point where Spirus is 2.7 seconds down the road. On it, don't even ask me how the hell he's managed to do that. But you know what? Fair play. 144.3 race pace. 144.3. 5-second penalty for our Henson. Corner cutting and gained a position. That's surprising. Oh, Henson, tut. TJ getting himself in front of F1 Odyssey, who's obviously had a pretty poor corner. Jay Thompson flying through the back of the Haas there. And I think they're going to go 3 wide into the chicane. Here we go. This is a bit of racing I want to see. Who's it going to be? And oh my god, what happened to TJ? He absolutely flew into the barrier. He goes into the other side. He goes out of the race. Safety car. Oh god. What the hell happened? He just went straight on. He just went straight on. I've got no idea. He just went into the braking zone. He just went straight. Narrowly missed the left-hand. No, didn't even narrowly miss the left-hand barrier. Hit the left-hand barrier, clipped it, sent him flying across the track and straight into the other wall. What? I mean, he could have attempted to at least make the corner. Belgium is pain. I think that pretty much summarises tonight's events. Hinders Spirus a bit though, to be fair. He's going to lose that lovely 2.4 second gap that he's just worked so very hard to build up. which he'll be probably best pleased about. In absolutely no way. Sorry, I'm taking off the wrapper of my Yazoo because it's the fourth safety car. Desperate times cause for desperate measures. Done. No, I don't know what to do now. Is anybody gonna pit? No. Yeah, I was about to say some of the latter drivers will probably pit, getting themselves onto softs because they're not going to lose that many positions in the process. But yeah, nobody else is really going to pit, are they? At the end of the day, you know, why would they? Might whack some tunes on. 3 into 1 just doesn't work, racing incident. Yeah, I've got absolutely no idea. To me, it just looked like he kept on going straight, but it might have just it might have just been clips or something that just sent him straight on. I've genuinely got no idea. I only get to watch it once. I'll get a replay every now and then, but I don't get F1 star replays where I get to see every angle, unfortunately. So I do just have to go off of my pure meandering experiences. Yeah, it's not like I've got the best of the best information recall either, I'll be honest. Yeah, that's what I looked up. Do that. Oh, it's a quiet one, isn't it? Why are my headphones sounding so terrible? Don't know why. Sorry, my headset's really playing up. Might deactivate Bluetooth and reactivate it. Yeah, to be fair, my apologies, my headphones are just playing up and I want to know what's wrong with them. There, oh my god, that's loud. Why are they gone dodgy? They were just sounding so great. They worked for a second then, and then just gave up. Stream is lagging. Oh, Nelly. How laggy. I never like it when somebody says my stream's lagging. Not because I get angry at them, but because I get angry because I've done something wrong. What is going wrong? That looks okay. Should probably, you know, jump up to the front runner as Spirus is about to get himself going once again, and hopefully for the very last time today, we get ourselves going once again from behind a safety car. Oh yeah, I noticed that little flicker there. I'm going to try and sort that hopefully very soon. But it's going to take me a hot moment to figure out how to manage that. Usually it's a matter of disconnect the Elgato for 5 minutes and plug it back in again. But the problem is we are currently in the middle of a race, especially a race of which a significant importance. With two drivers that are very close to each other, who are fighting for this race win. Okay, right, so if that is the case, we are going to switch to a... am I going to make the switch? Am I going to make the switch? I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to watch it for a minute. No, just to make sure it's looking alright. If it's looking alright, then we won't switch to a radio broadcast. But if it's not looking good, then radio broadcast it shall be. Either way, Spirus once again just leaving Rick. Rick? That's not Rick, that's Cookie. This is Rick. Right on the back of the Aston Martin, actually. I could definitely see a move being made here. Struggling to get past, isn't he? But the thing is, as well, is Brockle has managed to catch up to Cookie wonderfully. As a little bit of contact made there, flying through goes the Red Bull. I've never seen speed like it into a corner. He's absolutely annihilated both drivers there as they've both made mistakes, and Rick capitalises the opportunity fantastically, gets himself onto P2. He's got a long way to go to Spirus, but it's a solid position for now. All he's got to do is try and hold on to it for the next 5 laps. As Brockle sits just behind. Pardon me, with Cookie just behind him. Honestly, that was absolutely fantastic. The way he just soared through them. I just was not expecting that in the slightest. I mean, I know they got a little bit of a collision made, but Cookie's wobbling all about over the place. And he's just made the most of that opportunity and got on past both of them. Cracking job as Cookie gets a little bit wobbly out of the right-hander out of the chicane. Cookie's going to have to really step on it here if he wants to try and get himself back into a podium position. Currently outside of that DRS zone and struggling a little bit on those tyres, it almost seems. He's just not got the pace at the moment to gain sort of any speed whatsoever. I'm not sure exactly what's going on for him, but all I can tell you is it's not very good at all for him. Right, well, it's a little bit quiet out on track as of right this very second. Oh, we did drop some frames. I have just noticed that. Sorry, there is a little section on OBS which says dropped frames. We dropped 354 frames, which is best part of 10 seconds worth of frames. So that makes sense as to why there was lag. It hasn't jumped up though, so we should be all right. Oh, my stream struggling. Stream struggling. Oh, both of them are really struggling. Bloody hell. Not to do with the Elgato. The Elgato isn't stopping and starting. The upload kilobits is fine. What is causing that? Sorry, as I'm talking about this, there's F1ology and Thompson swapping positions there. Thompson's going to stick to the back, though. might be able to get a move done sooner rather than later. At least that's kind of what he'll be hoping for. Oh, oh, maybe it is the Elgato. Right, for the next lap or so, we will be switching to a radio broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the radio broadcast. I actually can't see the screen right now, I'll be honest. I have no idea what's going on at all. I forgot that happened. I've just unplugged the Elgato, as you can probably see, and I might have forgotten that by doing that also turns off my display to my PlayStation. I'm gonna plug that back in the hopes that it's fixed itself. Oh, yep, there's my little wake up noise again. On switches my monitor, hopefully. Kind of what I'm hoping. One moment, please. Come on, turn on. Beg, I beg, please turn on. Turn on, please. Please, I can't see anything. The other race is gonna be done by the time this all starts back up again. Jesus. How long do you want? That ain't 1 moment, that's 1 eternity. PRL race, Elgato, deactivate. Quickly deactivate that and reactivate. Often that helps it. Aha, I've got an active HDMI 2. Am I going to get a picture? No, I'm not. I have an active HDMI 2, but I haven't got a bloody picture. What is this stupid thing? Analog audio. 1080p. Done. Okay, so deactivate it again. It's my worst nightmare, man. Considering how late on in the race we are, I'm gonna start seeing a picture again, and it's gonna be everybody's one, and I can't see it. Turn on. So if you don't turn on in a minute, I'm just gonna bin off you guys watching it, and I'll just radio it. I'll literally just radio broadcast. Right, I'm gonna deactivate it on OBS and try and fire it up on the actual Elgato software. Come on, fire up, hurry up. Moment, please, 1 moment. Initializing, detecting signal. I have audio. I have no video. Why don't I have video? Ah! Sounds awful. Come on. Fire up. Hey, we've got a picture! What's changed? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, I don't think. Since we went off the air, I don't think anything changed. No, I genuinely think nothing changed. That is wonderful. As I think Kresnos is going to go for it. Yeah. Move made. Lovely stuff. He's trying to have a go. Out the back. It's not going to work though. Kresnos has managed it. Genuinely was kind of surprised by that. Right, so we're on the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't got long left, I can tell you that much for free. So, an eventful race, I must say. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. As per usual, welcome to a characteristic stream. So I think he's going to go back. Whoa, this is for the fight for P2 as well. Brockle's going to have him. He's got the move done as the rain is beginning to pour, may I say. It's lap 22 of 22, but it is raining. You never know. If it does really wet it up quickly, and it does kind of look like it, track could be a bit damp by the time they get to the final corner. Somebody could make a mistake here. Slightly not... Sorry, not fully judge the wet weather as they should. Hazard, interestingly, has gone on to intermediate tyres. It's a bit late on in the race, Hazard, to pull that one off. But, whatever floats your boat, I guess. We haven't really got much longer of this race whatsoever. Spires Virus has only got a couple more corners to go. He's going to come round into the bus stop chicane under heavy braking. Hits the right, hits the left. I'm pretty sure it's his first time here. I might be wrong, but either way, the Alfa Romeo comes across to win in Belgium with a monumental win as Brockle manages a P2 and Rick eventually P3. Cookie slides across P4 and Kresnos P5 as everybody starts piling into the back of each other as there's an Aston Martin Jackalacco sogging his way around the final corners as I think some of these drivers might be struggling in these wet weather conditions now. No, he's still holding it together just about. The Ferrari's doing a half-decent job. And then Hazard obviously will be our last man across the line. Being considerably further back than everybody else, unfortunately. For him, as now this is the time where I want Discord open, and this is the time where I don't have Discord open. It's just wonderful. So honestly, it's ideal timing every time. And here he goes. Hazard. Oh my god, Brockle didn't finish. What? What happened? Why didn't he finish? What in the god green happened? What? I'm so confused. Oh no, Brockle went out. No, he didn't. He didn't go out ages ago. He just fought him. What? Oh, it's so laggy. I'll fix it, hopefully. Right, I'm going to have to just check this back. I'm so confused as to what happened. Why Brockle is now considered all the way that far down the grid. These P3 here. On that 22-22. Yeah, P3 all the way. P2 now. As Spirus comes across the line. So Spirus wins. Brockle's P2. He comes out the final corner absolutely fine. Comes across the line in second. So how on earth he goes from being a comfortable P2 to being last, I don't know. And then look, Brockle DNFs. What? So lost. So lost. So confused. It's like he just drops to the back for no reason. He just goes from P2 straight to P14 for no apparent reason. Lord knows. Absolutely Lord knows. It wasn't even like... Well, surprised to be sure. Yeah, I'm so confused. But there we go. That was the race. A very safety car-y race, wasn't it? I mean, of 22 laps, what we spent probably a solid half of it behind the safety car. We then spent another 10, easily 10% of it without a screen, um, which wasn't very helpful. And yeah, what a strange one. I'm trying to think of what to say really. That's been about it really. I think it's a cracking race. I had some, yeah, I'd say mental moments to say the very least. Is quite a simple way of putting it. Other than that, thank you much very much for watching. Another game bug, yeah, another game bug. Rocco came. Oh my god, no, my computer crashed. Please don't tell me it's crashed. Everything stopped. Oh no, 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 no. This is not what I needed. I genuinely, my PC has completely stopped. Oh, Nelly. I don't even know whether I'm streaming still or not. So if I am still streaming, thank you all very much for watching. And good night. I'm now going to have to go bloody underneath my desk and turn it off.